Welcome to Threaded South. My name is Ashley, and in this tutorial you will learn how to make an ugly Christmas sweater design that's really popular, featuring Santa himself. Now we will be doing all of this in Adobe Photoshop, so you'll be learning some masking techniques and we're going to be applying some textures as well. But before we begin, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's jump right in. The first thing you should do is create a new document and change the size to 15 by 17 300 dpi CMYK. Now we're going to create a new solid color layer and we're going to fill it with CD2033. Now grab your type tool and I'm going to type out the words Big Nick. Change the color to FD, FE, FE. And for the font, I am using P22 Folk Art Cross. And the size should be 189. And make sure it is all caps. Place it in the center. And now we're going to warp our text, and I will select the style as arc and change the bend to 25% and click OK. Now we are going to duplicate this text layer and drag it to the bottom. Here I'm going to change this word to energy, and then I will change the warp to -25%. Now select the Big Nick layer and duplicate it twice. And on the first layer, add a drop shadow. Change the blend mode to multiply, and the color should be 931A1D. And change the opacity to 100%, and the angle should be 97 degrees. Distance should be 23, spread should be 0, the size should be 101. Now on the second Big Nick layer, we're going to move it over to the right and down. And change the fill to 0%. Double click this layer and apply a stroke. Change the size to 6 pixels and the position should be outside and the color should be DB1F26. Now on the third layer, what we're going to do is right click, convert to Smart Object, and change the fill to 0%. Now we're going to apply a stroke. The size should be 2 pixels and the position should be center. Change the color to 771717. And we're going to move this to the right and downward. Apply a motion blur effect and change the angle to -37 and the distance should be 176 pixels and click OK. Now I'm going to use my move tool and I'm going to move this darker red layer so that it lines up with my white top layer. And do the same with the lighter red layer as well. Now what I'm going to do is go down to the bottom energy layer and I'm going to repeat these same exact steps. And here I'm just fast forwarding so that you don't have to sit through the entire thing. Now pop over to Illustrator and open up your vector stitch files. And here I am selecting the tree, and I am going to copy and paste it over into my Photoshop document and resize it and place it on either side of the canvas. Apply a color overlay and use the color 293E1B. Duplicate this layer and move it over to the other side as well. And then pop back over to Illustrator. And select this bottom portion of the pattern. Copy and paste it and place it at the top. Feel free to name your layers as well. Duplicate this layer and move it towards the bottom of the document. Now we are going to apply the reindeer pattern and place it at the top and bottom, similar to what we did previously. And here I'm just holding down the Shift key as I align them on either side. Place it within a group and double click this layer and apply a color overlay. Change the color to 6A, 0F, 0E. Now here I am just fast forwarding, but use these same patterns that we used to finish out the rest of your Christmas sweater. Now we're going to open up our Santa image. Rename the layer. And convert it to a smart object. Now go to select subject. And now I'm going to use the pen tool and clean up the selection. So I'm going to erase some of these gray hairs on the outside so that it gives more of a smoother beard. And then create a mask. And now make sure your foreground is the color black and your background is the color white. Then go to filter, filter gallery, and click on stained glass. Make sure your cell size is 9, your border thickness is 5, and your light intensity is 2, and click OK. Then right-click, Convert to Smart Object. Take your Move tool and drag it over into your document. Now resize your Santa and place it in the center of your design. Since I did get this design printed and we all know that our designs print darker than how they are on our screen, I am going to apply a brightness and contrast layer. So change the brightness to 44 and leave the contrast at 0. And that is how you make an ugly Christmas sweater design in Adobe Photoshop. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you would like to buy some merch, head on over to threadedsouth.com. Thanks for watching.